Welcome! In this video we're going to do a solo playthrough of AQUA Biodiversity in the Oceans, published by the OP and Sidekick Games. So down at the table, this is a game for 1 to 4 players, lasting about 30 to 45 minutes. And as you can tell, it is a tile laying game in which you will grow corals, create habitats, and establish biodiversity. And whoever has the most points at the end of the game will be the winner. And in solo mode, we're just trying to beat a certain number depending on how we set up. And as they recommend, we're starting with scenario A, ecosystems, using numbers 1 through 6, which correlates to these tiles here, which are our ecosystem tiles. The first thing we're going to do is take one of our hotspot locations here, give it a shuffle, and take one. Also on the back, it lets you know how many players are playing, how many tiles need to come out. So 19 will need to come out for this, so we have 17 rounds, and wouldn't you know it, this is 19 tiles right there. So this is our starting location. So we'll put that in play, and you can see that the small animals we have up here each correlate to a different color here. And what we're trying to do is get 3 the same color adjacent to each other, and that's going to allow us to put a small animal on it. And if we get small animals next to each other in a shape like these, we can put those larger animals on top for biodiversity. And the only caveat to that is they have to be 3 different, because they want biodiversity. So we can't have 3 of the seahorses there. We need to have 3 different ones. And at the end of the game, each one of these correlates to a special ability down below it to get additional victory points. So as you can tell, small animals get you the victory points on them. Big animals do the same, and we want to stack these decks so that the higher number is on the top. And then down below, this is each small animal's native habitat. So at the end of the game, what this is stating, it will get 1 point for every small animal adjacent to it. And each of these is saying for each one of those native creatures, we'll get 2 points for however many we have in here. 3, 3, 3, 3, and 4. So if we end the game with 2 of these in play and 1 of these, it's going to be 1 times 2 times however many we have there. But if we have 2 in play, we'll get 2 for each from one and 2 for each for the other. So there's the strategy in the game. And there are additional tiles here. And like you say, you can see on the bottom, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which correlates to our ecosystems we're using. And in order for us to consider this a win, we need a minimum score of 60 on this. So we've gotten our hotspot. Looking at the back of this, we are taking 19 tiles out. So I just randomly did that so you wouldn't have to watch me shuffle and count. We placed 6 ecosystems. You can do them randomly or choose from the back of the book for a different scenario, and randomly put our small animals at each different tile. We sorted these from highest to lowest. We've shuffled these, and this is basically the first player token, which we don't need in a solo game. So with that, the rest of this is going to be kind of a play or teach as we play. So when you're playing solo, the way you do this is you just take 3 tiles at random, flip them over, and we start building from there. So ideally, when I play a tile, I want to play it so that they'll be matching up with the other color on the other side. But you can see those are backwards of what I want. And all these tiles are unique. They might have the same number of items on them, but say there's probably going to be another tile that has these 2 flip-flopped. And in addition to trying to get 3 in a row there like that, we can build a reef. If it's 4 the same color, all the small animals next to it at the end of the game will score an additional time. So basically anything adjacent to 4 the same color will get a reef bonus at the end. So that was a different color. I think we'll just start with that, and these will get discarded. And we go to round 2. So I can expand on our reef there, but still it doesn't give us a shape where we can place a small animal. Let's see, we can kind of put this down here, maybe get another reef going that way. I think we're just going to play this one. And progressing on. Let's see. We need to get some creatures out soon. So we'll go ahead and play that there. All right, so that works there to play something. We'll do it like that. So matching color. We will bring in a box jellyfish and cover that up. We've scored our first 3 points. And keep on playing. And this is adjacent to a reef, so that, unless we cover those up, get us some additional points. And at the moment, we're just not getting tiles that, for my brain, work. So we will just expand out like that. All right. We really want blue here. Let's see if we do this there. That might be the better play to set us up for the next turn. Which that will work nicely in that spot. Which we will use to bring in the Crown of Thorns starfish. So many seahorses in play. Or potential for them. All right, we got the purple and the blue. Of course, we can't have blue and blue scoring next to each other. All right. Keep on moving. Could play that there. Get a blue in there. I think I want the green. Just because keeping it adjacent to what we have going here. So we will bring that in. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in a larger animal on top. So when we place these, it has to go over the last token we played. And we can place that there, and then at the end of the game, we'll score for those in play that we have not yet constructed or attracted. All right, next turn. See if we can work on getting a yellow in play. That helps us in 2 places. But with not many turns left, this could potentially help us get a manta ray or an octopus in play. Well, we know for a fact we want yellow, because that's going to help us more points there. So we will put that in. Just a few more turns left. We definitely want red. But red with the pink would be more ideal for that. Guess it really doesn't matter. We're going to set up for that and still hope we can get these two to match up. We will bring that in. Two more turns after this. I'm kind of losing hope for Mr. Krabs. Watch it be the next one we get. Yeah, we'll go with this play. And then bring in the octopus. There's the one I wanted. Let's see, at least worst we can try to get up another reef here to connect. Or do we set up for another small animal? That's not going to do it. And last. And the crab gets us additional points because we have this in play. And that is it. So now it comes down to scoring. So get out our handy sheet. Hey, it's me. So we're going to score our large animals first. So we have 10 and a 9. So we get 19 points. Then we score the points on our small animals. So 2, 5, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 19 again. Then we score our reefs. So we just have this one reef here. So we will score additional points for each small animal adjacent to it. So 2, 5, 8, 10, 13. Then we score for our small animals. We didn't play any seahorses, so that's a big 0. Turtles. Well, I guess what really matters is we only played these two. So for that shape, we will get 2 points for every one of these in. So 4 more. And then for every crab, we get 3 more points. So 6. And we add all that up and get 61. So we barely met the minimum score the game wanted us to get. And since the game goes pretty quick, we will go ahead and set up for another game. Off screen, I will take all our tiles, reshuffle, and then take out 19. And in the process of shuffling, install components here. So these are very thick tiles, so very impressed with that. And they're all this thickness, so not worried about getting those messed up. And I know why you can't see it on screen. The rule book is of a fancier tactile type paper. And the game box itself comes with more tiles to create this divider, so you know where to put all your tokens, so everything will fit in here very nicely. So large animals in there, small animals by different types, all of our tiles there, and then everything else fits nicely back in the box. And of course it's an underwater scene if you look at it from the side. So getting this shuffled up, and then we'll take out our 19 and be right back. Okay, ready for game 2. Get our hotspot and put that in play. 3 tiles. We've got our red and blue backwards there. So we will just expand this direction. All right, that's the right direction. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our starfish. I think that might be our best play. Let me just double check. Blue and green works nice too. But we're going to go with this one. All right, that will work. Maybe get a reef going this way. Let's see. I really want that to be pink. Seahorse. There we go. Or that one would work. We will do that. Bring in the clownfish, and since he scores off of things like this, we'll go ahead and bring in a dolphin. And you can choose either side. Next up, see, that's an option. There's an option. I'll go with my first thought. Let's see, pink. Since it scores for adjacent small animals, there's an automatic 2 more points. Of course, we can't put a large animal on top of this, but they are adjacent. All right, purple. Yep, we'll set that up. So can't do that because these two are the same. Could do that. Start working on red. So if we put that there, red and red, I want to go for that. But we can't, well, purple and purple next to each other is kind of messing it up either. So I think we'll bring a turtle in the mix. And bring in a red. Bring in Mr. Krabs. And another dolphin tile. It's hard not to just take it. It's there. Let's see, maybe get this a coral. Yeah, we'll do that. Get a blue. And then bring in the barracuda. And our last one. All right, purple gets us a starfish. Red gets us a crab. We haven't played either of those. So 3 points, 2 points. Or if we do it that way, then we get to count these 3 underneath. That's an 8-point play, so I think that's how we end the game. Okay, see if we can finish our last score. Large animals, we have 7. 9 gets us a 16 and 21. Small animals, 3, 5, 8, 11, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 27. Yeah, that wasn't used. Now our reefs. So we've got 4 here, which means we score these. Then we have 4 here to score these. So 6, 8, 11, 14, 17. Then we score a point for everything adjacent to those. So on this one, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We scored one of these, so we get 2 points for every green. We scored 2 of these, so we get 6 points for every yellow. And that brings us to 82, so a little bit better than the first time. But that is a quick look at the solo play for AQUA Biodiversity in the Oceans. As always, hope you enjoyed this video, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.